this is unfortunately just my laptop screen. I don't have a projector. But, so, how many of you guys have heard the term responsive web design? Do you know what it is? Okay.
What did you call it?
Responsive web design. Okay, so basically what it means is it's a recognition of the fact that more and more people are accessing the web with more and more different sizes and types of devices. More than, I think by 2015, more people will access the web through smartphones than by any other medium, which means basically the way that we design for the web needs to change. So most people design for huge desktop displays, right? So what responsive web design is kind of an approach to web design that aims to present a clean experience to people at all different resolutions on all different devices. And I kind of the best way to show you how that works is to show you. So what I'm presenting specifically is my personal blog theme, my WordPress theme that I've designed using responsive web design to respond to different things. You should be able to load it up on your phone, on your iPad, on your computer, and be able to see it. This is all my card I want it. So kind of, let me just show you kind of it in action. So this is actually a pretty simple example, but if I'm going to resize my window from like large to small, and you should see the layout shift to respond. So this is like a slightly wider than a phone in portrait mode. But you should see basically like I've shifted my layout and it's still readable. I basically moved my sidebar down to be the footer.
So you basically, when the width gets less than whatever it's set to, then you move the
exactly. Then I move things around. Yeah. So in fact, it's actually kind of the opposite. I designed for the small screen first, and as the screen gets wider, I change the layout. That's another kind of design philosophy called mobile first, which basically means since most people will be accessing the web through their smartphones very soon. Your basic layout should be for the phone first, or for mobile first.
Okay, that's a new concept.
No, it's all CSS. This is all CSS. Yeah. And then I'll tell you a little bit about how I do it.
Is there a separate style sheet for every different layout? Okay.
Yes. So you can either embed the styles directly into your style sheet by doing the media queries. So the way you do it is by doing a technique called CSS3 media queries. Right. And you can either embed a style into your existing style sheet using a media query, or you can add a whole new file based on a media query. In this particular case, all I'm doing is using the media query. I'm asking the browser, how big are you? And when it returns back the size, I then say, oh, you're wider than 1024 pixels. Let me give you this group of style sheets, right? So you're actually serving out different styles based on how big your screen is. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. So this might be a little bit technical, but this is kind of the header of my theme file. And all I'm doing is here, I'm checking, like, is my screen at least 480 pixels wide? If it is, serve out the 480 CSS file. If it's at least 768.css, and so on and so forth. And what I do here, and here's what the actual files look like. So my core styles are for screens that are smaller than 480 pixels. Okay? And then what I do is that the changes that I actually add are just like a couple of things. Right? Just small things for 480. For 768, I have more changes. So here's like some more styles that, like at this size, I change what my existing style is. 1024 is kind of my big one. That's when I go from the 1-column to the 2-column layout here. So I have a lot more stuff here. So I basically just based on what the size of my screen is, I can change my layout responsively, hence the name.
Is this some software that you're selling, or
no? This is just I'm talking about the technique I use to change So, but it's kind of like the next big thing now in web development. So if you're in web development, you've probably heard of it.
So do the style sheets automatically inherit from the smallest one, or did you set the smallest one as default and then everything overrides on top of that?
Exactly. So everything, your default styles, your core styles are what I'm calling them the 320 styles, which is your iPad, your iPhone portrait mode, right? So your 320 styles are your core, like, typography and like basic layout styles, and everything is added on top based on the media query using a technique called
10 seconds!
So what's usability?